Ticket Machine is the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. No matter what you need a ticket for, border to border, coast to coast, the Ticket Machine is your ticket source. So whether you need to get into the hottest concerts, the best sporting events, you want the best seats in the house, or you just want to get in the door, when you want to go to any event that requires a ticket, anywhere, border to border, coast to coast, it's always theticketmachine.com. Theticketmachine.com, 517-655-3201. Check it out today at theticketmachine.com.
Welcome back, Spartan Nation. It's time for our weekly discussion with Coach Chuck Grenier, the good, the bad, and the ugly from Spartan Sports. Actually, we don't use ugly. We use the good, the bad, and the to be continued or not sure about. Coach is a legendary Michigan State prep high school and basketball coach, and a long distinguished career. Now he is retired. He has worked with us at Spartan Nation for many years. We love the guy. He's up in the North Country. About 1.5 feet of snow where he lives. You should get up there with your snowmobiles. The great Coach Chuck Grenier. Coach, how are you?
Cold. How are you today?
Oh, you wimp. All right. Let's start with Spartan basketball. The good, and this could take up nearly the entire discussion, but let's start with, Miles Bridges, Jaren Jackson. Where do you want to go? But I think if you're going to talk about the good, you got to start with those two.
I think so, too. Jaren Jackson is just a rebounding machine. He's getting more and more acclimated to college game. You still see a little bit of the high school in him when he's playing. I saw it in the last ball game there with South Utah. We started to see the real Miles Bridges when they were really close, like 9 minutes to go in the game, and he just kind of took over the game and showed that he was a man playing with boys at that time. So, yeah, those two are really shining at this time.
You know, the thing I get so frustrated with Spartan fans is they're like, what's wrong with Miles? What's wrong with Miles? Okay, his numbers are about the same, a little bit less than last year on a significantly more talented team. He doesn't have to do as much.
Exactly. He's a team player, and he works within the concepts of the team. And as you saw in that South Utah game, there was a little bit of a struggle, and South Utah kind of came back on him, and he just took him, put him on the shoulders, and led the pull away against South Utah. But he's definitely got the ability, the talent, but he is a team player. He is a team person, and your stats are going to suffer a little bit when you play within the team concept.
All right, sticking on the good, let's talk about Gavin Schilling and Ben Carter, who I think are two guys providing a lot to Michigan State that maybe people didn't expect. But when you can take Nick Ward and Jaren Jackson off the court at any moment, put Ben Carter and Gavin Schilling on there, that's another plus.
Interior defense is what they bring. Strong rebounding is what they bring. Especially Schilling with his exterior defense also on the ball screens. He's superior out there. Ben is a little slower than Gavin on that, but those two coming in there, stabilizing. They know the offense. They know how to play basketball, which is a big thing. And they come in under the ball game and they give those guys much needed rest at times, where they can like Ward could sit on the bench and watch the game and see what the other team is doing, whereas if you're out there on the floor, you really can't see that kind of stuff. So those two coming in really give the Spartans a boost. It's not like a lot of talent is dropped off the talent level. Offensively, yes, but the talent is there. They're strong. They're smart. They're seniors. They give the Spartans a real boost coming off the bench.
I'm going to tell you another plus that may shock you that I put it here this early. Xavier Tillman, when he comes in, he is not backing down. He's given them 5 to 8 minutes a game of just solid, tough contribution. I'm really impressed with Xavier Tillman.
Well, the bad thing about Tillman is that he came in this year with all the talent that they have at the bigs. Last year, Xavier would have been playing half the game, I believe. He's that good of a ball player. But with so much talent inside, Ward, Schilling, Carter, and Jackson, it's tough to get your minutes in there. But he's doing an absolute perfect job, in my estimation. He's playing good, rock-solid defense. The offensive scoring is coming a little bit. He will get better at that as he becomes more and more familiar with the offense and the game itself. But, he's coming in. He's not backing down from anybody. He's doing a great job.
Another one, again, we're talking about the good, Cassius Winston. I just love the way he's distributing, the way he's shooting, and I'm surprised at how good his defense has been. What are your thoughts on Cassius?
Well, the defense has picked up a lot, and you'll see Coach Izzo talk to him about it occasionally during the game where he has a little lapse on that one. He's definitely an offensively minded ball player, but his shooting has been superb. He's probably, in my opinion anyway, the best shooter they have. He's just got a really nice stroke to the ball. I would probably have him shoot a little bit more because the inside game is so good. If you have that outside threat along with Josh, the defenses are going to have to not pack in so much. They're going to have to come out a little bit more. But Winston is leading. He's shooting, distributing. He's doing exactly what he was brought here to do, and he's doing a great job.
Another plus to me, Joshua Langford. I think he's finding everything that he needed to find. I love the leadership that he's offering. I love what he's offering on defense. I'm really liking what I see out of Langford. How about you?
The only negative I would say with Langford, and it's not very much, he seems to get maybe a little lackadaisical on passing, and he turns the ball over a little bit, but I'm sure that that's going to get a lot better. His stroke is good. He's able to create shots, which is a big plus for this offense. He rebounds hard. He plays hard. And, with him and Winston shooting on the outside, this team's going to go a long way.
Nick Ward's another guy in the good column. Yeah, he had a bad night at Rutgers, but you know what? Everybody's allowed a bad night. I'm impressed with Nick Ward. His numbers are close to where he was last year, but they're not exactly there, but he's on a better team.
Yeah, his offensive abilities are great, and he's working hard on his defense. And I tell you, with this team, and this is going to happen to maybe a couple more players during the course of this game, they are head and shoulders above other teams that they're going to be playing in the Big Ten. That's just a fact. And your attitude going into the games maybe not as what you should be. You think you're going to be going into a game and that we're going to win this game. So maybe your energy isn't quite as high as it should be. And I think maybe Nick ran into that with his Rutgers game. But, he is a force. Not very often do you get a man his size, 6'8", to whatever he was weighing right now, that will be running the floor and beating everybody down the floor for those easy baskets. He's a dimension this team has that other teams have planned for. You have to make sure you rotate back and stay on defense so that he's not running out on you on shots. So he adds another element to this team that makes him even better than other teams in the Big Ten.
Coach, your voice went out a little bit there. Sounded like you put a towel over your phone. If you can fix that, I'd appreciate it. Last one of the good is Lou Rawls' Tum Tum Nair. And I think, you saw Cassius take his spot, but now he's getting more on the court with the two of them together. I think Tum Tum's been great.
You could actually call him E-Man for energy, because when he comes off the bench, everything changes as far as energy. And he's up and down the floor. He's pushing the basket, plays great, solid defense, leadership, make sure everybody is spaced correctly, make sure they are set up for the right play. And he's just a captain and just a leader, a coach on the field. So he's having a great year also.
Totally agree with you. We're talking to the great coach, Chuck Grenier. Always love having a chance to talk with Coach. Coach, now let's go to the bad, and I think that would have to be their three-point field goal defense. They're giving up too many threes.
Yeah, it seems that other teams, on some of the 3 points, and to be fair with them on that, if you remember that South Utah game, those guys were taking some shots coming off the bench. And other teams seem to be having good nights when they're on their their 3-point offense. And it'll work itself out. They'll get their hands up and get in their face a little bit more. But, yeah, that is a problem, and other teams seem to be shooting well with them on 3-point shots. But then, that's what they got. The interior defense is so strong. So it'll work itself out during the course of the year, I'm sure. But, yeah, it's a little bit of struggle for them right now.
Okay, and then we're staying on the good and on the bad. Turnovers. I realize they're down now to around 11, but it's still not good. They need to get that down below double digits. Your thoughts? Am I being too critical?
Well, that's the thing that kind of plagued Michigan State basketball for a couple of years now. And the turnovers, some of them are silly. Like I said with Josh Langford, sometimes he gets a little lackadaisical and throws the ball laterally that it could get intercepted, which happens quite a bit, I think, on his turnovers. But remember the talent of this team and the things they can do, and sometimes they try to do too much. And I know we've talked about this before, you and I privately on this one. When this team learns how to beat teams as a team, things will be a lot different. And what I mean by when they learn how to beat teams, they can play basketball. There's no problem with that. They go out there and they wheel and deal in basketball. But beating teams means you come down and you don't make those silly turnovers. You wait and work for the tight shot, and you put the pressure on other teams. And basically, that old adage, you stick a dagger in their heart. And when they start learning that as a team, the turnovers will come down. The three-point shooting percentage against them will come down. It'll be a whole new ball game for them, and that'll be happening, I'm sure, going into March.
And the last two are not bad. They're just undecided to me. Matt McQuaid scores 20, then sprains an arch. We just got to get Matt. He's more of the to be continued. He's not a bad player. He's a great shooter. They just got to get him back on track.
Well, to the benefit of Matt McQuaid, his shot has always been kind of streaky since he's been there. That's not a problem for me because there's a lot of scorers, and he'll have his hot nights and his cold nights. What I think is really great with Matt McQuaid this year is his ability to handle the ball. I think in the last couple of years, handling the ball in the perimeter, he almost seemed mechanical to me. And he seems much looser this year. He likes to put the ball down on the floor and drive to the basket. He's rebounding better defensively. So the undecided part about his shooting, I think he's always going to be somewhat of a streak shooter, but the other aspects of his game have become so much better.
And then lastly, Kenny Goins. I think you can get a lot more out of Kenny. He's just got to get healthy coming off an injury. But I like Kenny Goins. I think he's a little bit underrated on this team.
He's pretty much kind of like in that same area that we put Schilling and Carter in. Coming off the bench, I think he's a senior this year. I'm not sure on that. But he's coming off the bench. He gives you good defense. He knows the offense, and he will become much better in the role that he's playing right now. Because last year he was playing like a 5, and he's not quite a 5. He's more like a 3.5, 4 is what he would be playing. But playing that 5 role last year because he had to, and now he's playing in the position that he's supposed to be playing in. But he gives them leadership on the floor also. He's solid with the ball. He doesn't make turnovers. He rebounds well. And I think he's got a decent shot from 15 to 12. So he'll be another facet of this team come late in the year that is just going to make teams have to do an awful lot of planning for him.
I agree, Coach, and he is a redshirt junior. That's the good, the bad, and the undecided with Spartan Hoops with Coach Chuck Grenier. Spartan Hoops with Coach Chuck Grenier. Spartan Hoops.